Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back on the 31 Days of Horror with my review of Bring It On, Cheer or Die. Welcome back to the 31 Days of Horror, or 31 Days of Halloween. Who would have thought I'd ever be reviewing a Bring It On film for the 31 days? But I assure you, it absolutely qualifies for the 31 days of Halloween. Released last year in 2022, Bring It On, Cheer or Die is the 7th film in the Bring It On franchise. It also happens to be a slasher. Not only that, but the movie is actually set on Halloween. Bring It On, Cheer or Die follows the Diablos cheer squad. Having the devil as the mascot is a clever touch for a Bring It On horror film. For reasons which I will not spoil, the squad must find a private place to practice. They come up with the idea to trespass into the old high school building across town, which has since been abandoned. Upon arriving, Abby, the leader of the squad, has everyone turn in their cell phones so they can be placed in a bag to avoid distractions as they practice. She wants the weekend's focus to be on cheerleading, and cheerleading alone. The squad even had to give up their Halloween plans, since it's Halloween night. But they're a team, and teammates support each other. Unfortunately, someone is in the abandoned school with them, dressed as the Diablo mascot. One by one, the cheerleaders are stalked and killed in various ways. Meanwhile, Abby's boyfriend Scott and his friend, still dressed in their Halloween costumes, try to get to the squad. They have no idea of the horrors that await them when they get to the school. In this Bring It On, you cheer or die. When this movie was released last year, I remember thinking, that's interesting. A Bring It On slasher film. Then, which should come as no surprise, the negative reviews came pouring in. The film currently has a 3.7 rating out of 10 on IMDb. That is wildly low. I get that it's a slasher, and many slasher films don't get high ratings, but this is legitimately a good slasher. Some of you won't believe that, and that's fine, but I have to say I was truly impressed with Bring It On, Cheer or Die. It felt like an 80s throwback slasher, without actually trying to be one. The acting may not be Oscar-worthy, but it's not completely terrible either. It's pretty much what we were used to getting in 80s slashers. I loved the abandoned school setting, and I love that the movie is set on Halloween. There are pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns and Halloween decorations, and there is even a scene featuring trick-or-treaters in a neighborhood. My point is, the film does a good job of capturing the Halloween mood. There is some nice eye candy with the female cast, and before anybody makes any inaccurate accusations, they are not actually high schoolers. The actresses are older than the roles they were playing. The characters are mostly likable, and each fit a certain slasher archetype, which I like. Another thing I love is when they find the hit list, with each of the characters worth a certain amount of points. I thought that was really cool. It's as if the killer mascot is playing a game. The kills are creative. There are numerous weapons of choice. Throwing knives, a bow and arrow, the blade of a paper cutter, an axe, a bear trap, and even a blood pressure cuff. I think the Diablo mascot costume is pretty awesome. The reveal is really smart, in more ways than one. And the motive, in my opinion, definitely works. Watching Bring It On, Cheer or Die made me hope for other franchise spin-offs like this one. After 6 somewhat similar movies, one could argue the Bring It On series was getting a bit stale. So I appreciate the fact that they tried something new. Bring It On, Cheer or Die brought something fresh to the franchise, and I especially like the fact that the change they made was making a slasher sequel. This to me is like Bring It On meets Girls' Night Out, especially with the mascot killer. The movie does a great job of being a crossover. There is enough cheerleading for fans of the Bring It On franchise, and plenty of slashing for horror fans. What would be some other franchises that could cross over like this? A non-horror franchise that could use a slasher sequel and work? Let me know in the comment section. I'd be curious to hear your ideas. Bring It On, Cheer or Die does some things better than other slasher films. Like I said, I was really impressed with it. It's a shame I put it off for so long. I had read those negative reviews, and of course, it sort of swayed me to stay away from it. Shame on me. I need to take my own advice and stop listening to negative reviews. I really don't understand what people want in a slasher film if it's not this. Chances are, Jason and I will probably revisit this one for a positive spin, sometime in the future. Until then, though, have you seen Bring It On, Cheer or Die? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. Be sure to check back as I continue counting down the 31 days of horror leading up to Halloween. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.